And blam, and blam, blam. Nice 190k. Oh, swap out, swap back in. Well, hello there. Candace, and some people might have a problem with me titling the video this way, because technically, you know, Candace's kit did not get changed. But I think Candace got a buff functionally in 4.6 with Arlecchino's release. The reason being is because I think the most meaningful way characters can get functionally buffed in Genshin with new content released is not by their kit being changed, but by release of new characters, making using other characters more relevant than it was before. And that is very much the case with Arlecchino and Candace C6, which I have used Candace before for, you know, various on-fielding different things, and she is more than a usable character if you just want to, you know, have fun DPSing her, right? But today we are going to use her for like her Hydro supportive utility. We're going to use her for the fact that she buffs normal attack damage. Both at a baseline, she buffs 20% normal attack damage in her burst, right here, damage bonus 20%. And then she also buffs an additional percentage based on every 8,000 points of HP she has. So my Candace build, for example, with 33,000 HP, will be buffing by like 35% approximately. And, you know, that's equivalent to the 4-piece Gladiator bonus, right? That's not insignificant. And that is notably, that's more damage bonus for Arlecchino than Yelan gives on average. So C6 Candace is actually better than Yelan in a lot of ways. For vaping with Arlecchino is basically what's going to be going on here. And this is something you might have already seen if you're like, you know, paying attention to the scene of like people messing around with different teams with Arlecchino and whatnot. I'm going to toot my own horn a little bit here. I'm pretty sure what the catalyst for the community talking about Candace's synergy with Arlecchino was after Zajef used Candace and Arlecchino together. And you want to know the reason why Zajef started using Candace and Arlecchino together? It's because he was playing on my Polearm only account, and I told him to use Candace and Arlecchino together because Candace enables consistent vaping on Arlecchino. So, as someone who has called himself a Candace main, I gotta be, and always been a really big believer in Candace, at least with her C6. Like, Mihoyo absolutely screwed over this character. Like, her C6 should have been in her freaking base kit. The whole community would genuinely really, really like Candace if that was in her base kit. But instead, her supportive utility is kind of locked behind C6, and that sucks. Anywho's enough rambling and tooting my own horn. I'm very happy, by the way. I don't really care that like I don't need people to attribute like, oh, Saluda was the what. Like, I don't care. I'm very, very happy to see like people are finally like, wow, Candace can actually be useful. She's always been able to be useful with C6. It's just like she's not Xingqiu. Like, go figure, she's not Xingqiu. When was a new Hydro 4-star ever going to be as good as Xingqiu? Like, you can make an argument that Xingqiu is the best character in the game. I don't know. The point is, Candace suffers from being compared to Xingqiu. Her C6 makes her more than a usable character in more context than just with Arlecchino, but she's never going to be as good as Xingqiu in the context that Xingqiu makes a lot of sense in, right? I'm ranting because I like Candace. I wouldn't even make this a video, by the way, because it's like more meta of a team than I normally like make videos on, but I'm making it a video anyways because of how much like I'm just so happy that like Candace is getting appreciation, and she feels so good to play. Like, there's a really nice amount of skill expression in this team. But yeah, let me get into some of the nuances. So, notably, right, Candace has AoE Hydro application, right? You see the size of that Hydro that applies, and that applies with their C6 too, right? So, Arlecchino's normal attacks, I don't have her infusion going, are a pretty similar AoE size, right? Not every one of Arlecchino's normal attacks have the, you know, AoE that goes around her, but her AoE size matches pretty closely with the AoE application of Candace. So when there's an AoE situation, you know, multiple enemies around you, Xingqiu and Yelan are only applying Hydro in single target. Candace, with her C6, can keep up, you know, Hydro application, keep up the pace with Hydro application to enable Arlecchino to consistently vape every hit that she can vape. She's just like a better match in those situations, right? She does more average damage bonus. Like, Yelan can get you 50% damage bonus, but it's 50% damage bonus that ramps up over time, versus like an invested Candace, you know, gives you like 30% damage bonus just always. And that's important, particularly because Arlecchino's damage is front-loaded. And then there's another sneaky thing that this, I think, in Zajef's video where he like talked about Candace and Arlecchino together, Zajef didn't even realize this, I think, yet. Candace's cooldown for her burst is 15 seconds. Bennett's burst cooldown is 15 seconds. And what actually ends up happening, there's a really fun dynamic in this team in that the 15-second cooldowns, it means you have a shorter rotation. It's very rare that you have teams that can have like 15-second-ish rotations, but this team can, and that's very cool, in my opinion. And I don't know, it has a really nice dynamic that hopefully I'll be able to show you some clips of, right? And the damage performance is very good. So enough rambling. Let's just get into it. Although I have to go refill Candace's burst. BRB. Apologies for all the rambling. It's just how I be sometimes. But you know, I'm excited about this, so I had to talk about it. This is a significant enough increase in how you can utilize Candace. I think it's worthy of calling, you know, Arlecchino's release a Candace buff. Theoretically, ideal build for Candace is going to be something like, you know, HP main stat like I have on her. Ideally Fav, ideally, you know, get a bit of crit rate substats. This I have found is enough energy recharge. If you're looking for a more accessible way to build her, I would recommend just, you know, going with an ER timepiece on Emblem instead. Alright, let's get into the damage stuffs. Start challenge. Reason I'm starting with this here is because this team can work perfectly fine single target. And like I think it's just better than the Elan variation in single target. But let's try to group them. There we go. But this situation does actually show properly that you can pretty consistently be able to just deal with a whole bunch of enemies at once and trigger vaporize on them all at once, right? Let's, whoop, I didn't mean to press that button. My bad. One benefit that shorter rotations has, by the way, with Arlecchino, is that you can end up carrying over more Bond of Life to future rotations, and that means you can get quite a bit higher damage sometimes. By the way, when new waves spawn, and like they have Hydro, or they don't have any Hydro on them, you can like swap out with Candace, and then swap back in and get Hydro on the enemies, which is quite nice. Group them. If these enemies didn't get knocked around so much, I wouldn't have to do a whole skill on Kazuha. So, yep, do enemy spawn, right, I can switch out, switch back in, you can see I can get a vape again, right? And blam, and blam, blam, nice 190k. Oh, swap out, swap back in. And there is cool defensive utility, which I will probably be able to show in the Abyss a little bit better. One concern you might have, right, with like using Yelan, for example, in this team, is that, you know, the Magukenkis hit pretty hard, and trying to use Yelan against the Magukenkis is almost really difficult to survive. Candace can block damage with her skill, right? And this is kind of why I prefer a more tanky build on her, right? Like, she is a Hydro Shielder, but you have to like switch to her and use her shield. But by nature of Arlecchino allowing you to swap out and swap back in and keep her in fusion, you can do things like see the Magukenkis, see some enemies attacking you, block with Candace, and switch back into Arlecchino, right? And I don't know, it's a very satisfying flow, and there's a nice skill expression with being able to do things like that for defensive utility, and being able having skill expression in optimizing your rotation time down to be able to have shorter rotations. I didn't play that optimally there or anything with all the new wave spawning. It's a little bit awkward, but you get the point. It works pretty well. The local legends are always a bit of annoying buttholes to fight, but we're going to do it anyways because I want to murder people. I mean, the family-friendly terms for... Oh, yep, okay. No, you see, can you get in my range, please? Okay, well, you know. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, Rocky's a butthole, as always. I failed to recognize opportunities for skill expression. Yep, see, there you go. Also, yep, there we go. There. Now, can you be less of a butthole? Alright, dude, stop moving away. He's not getting the Hydra application because he keeps on jumping in the air. Bro, this enemy is so annoying. Okay, look. Hey, look, we found a situation. No. We found a situation where Candace is not ideal because he just avoids all the application. Bro, stop jumping in the air for like half a second. Let me like get a normal attack flow on you. Stop, dude.
I do hope my tea
This is not an issue with Candace. This is an issue with Rocky and me. freaking Rocky. I hate him so much. Whatever. You saw the big numbers there. It worked. I don't know. Magokenki has like easier methods for avoiding the damage and like smartly using Arlecchino's burst compared to these buttholes. But anywho's, I'm gonna deal with him without a problem. Let's do this thing. Blam, blam. I think his stuff on the ground, by the way, might interfere with my ability to vape. Yeah, it did. The grass burning on the ground was applying pyro to him, but you still saw I was able to like swap out, right? Can you get out of the grass? Bro, come here. No, stop. My dude, I hate, like, can we just get one of these local legends that doesn't get flung around all over the place, doesn't get stuck in the trees, doesn't get stuck in his barn, has a flat, level playing ground? Like, I just want one of these tanky enemies that's a single target that can survive a full rotation. But not on a jank playing field, not with weird, goofy mechanics. Ugh. It's just frustrating. I want a better way to test with tanky enemies, but anywho's. They're fun to fight, to be clear. I'm glad they're in the game, but also they're annoying. Yeah, the pyro on the ground before was interfering with my ability to get vapes. But you see it's working here, and I can do this, and blam. And apparently I didn't get whatever, it's fine. We're just gonna kill him without vaporizing, because I hate him. Die. There we go. Look. I killed a local legend for once, without them killing me. Let's go to the Abyss. Now, I think this team can probably take care of both sides of the Abyss with relative ease. And also, for those that have Zhongli, you can definitely replace Kazuha with Zhongli, and get more satisfaction out of trying to use Candace for defensive utility, and having the higher damage from Kazuha that he offers. But you might prefer Zhongli. I don't have him. I don't really want him. Theoretically, I think the ideal way to group the Magokenkis is not bad. You know what? I don't know how to group them. Why care? Holy crap, they're all here. That's very rare. Alright, blam. Alright, oh my god, this is the rare, like, dream scenario, basically. Blam, Candace drop, block some things. Let's use her burst to reset, since we had to swap out anyways. May as well do this. If I had done that a little bit better, I think I could have one-rotated that. Oh my god, don't kill me. Blam. That was a 29-second clear. That was my second try. And I have cleared that Magokenki chamber, by the way, when that like ideal situation happened where the cryo one didn't run freaking away immediately. I cleared it in 17 seconds. That's the power of AoE application, right? Like, you can do a lot more potential damage when you have that AoE application for the Hydro that allows you to vape multiple enemies at the same time. Okay, terrible cards. I don't think I have my... Yeah, I don't have Candace and Bennett energy. The Bennett energy shouldn't be a problem because we'll get 5 particles. What's Candace is a bit rough. Alright, we're just going to slow down the rotation here. We're going to wait until he gets his shield up, actually. There we go. Okay. Do that. Do that. Ow. There we go. Ow, ow, frick you. Alright, we're going to do this early just to heal up a little bit. Because they're buttholes. Ow, okay. I need to do a little bit better with Candace here. And just take care of it without using Candace. Just had to smartly use, you know, Arlecchino's burst to heal at the right times and whatever, and that was not a problem. I don't think that was a particularly good clear against Coppelius, but it was not a bad one, and I think Coppelius is more of a be smart, don't die check than anything. at least at my investment level. Also, I just realized this team is actually terrible for getting through these things shields. I forgot about them. Crit win. Alright, let's see. Do that, do that. Of course, they're walking apart from each other. Hold on calls would have group them up a little bit. And they're still separated, but we can do... Oh, he still had Hydro on, didn't have to do that. Alright, here we go. Didn't do wave, let's do that. Wait, and what I should have done there actually was just burst immediately to reset skill cooldown. And then blam. And blam. There we go. And then do wave, do that. You just effed off, that's fine, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna redo this. Alright, for the last chamber here, one of the main things I like with this team in this chamber is how you can use Arlecchino's burst to reset the cooldown to like restart a rotation. Really? Buttholes. Oh my god, if they hadn't both jumped up, I would have been able to kill them without needing to do that crap. But yeah, like new wave spawn there, right? I can do that. Do this. Do this. Right. And this is one of those things where, like, with the short rotation stuff, you can do that kind of thing relatively flexibly. Wave, let's do this. No, really? Really? I should have really tried to position that better, actually, for the new wave here. Yeah, I'm outside of Bennett's burst. Alright, so this should go pretty well. Alright, yep. There we go. That was kind of what I wanted to show. A nice flow into the different waves there. There's the first half, right? I don't know. This team, hopefully it's obvious just from the first half how well this team like adapts to flowing in different ways and like using Arlecchino's burst to restart the rotation. It feels really, really good to me. And the only real problem I'd say with this team is just Bennett circle impact problems. All right, first chamber, second half. Magu Kinkis, please come over here. Oh, thank you for grouping up. Thank you. Ow, 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 frick, stop jumping. Okay, it's fine. Alright, actually, just heal up, restart the rotation here. Okay, well, I should have been smarter here with how, grouping those and whatever, but it should be fine. Just get through that, and then we can do this. And rip through him. Alright, perfect. And then we'll use her burst again. Reset rotation. Bennett. Rip them up a little bit. And they're kind of outside of the circle. But, hey, thanks for coming in the circle at least, I guess. These enemies are still, as always, awkward, to say the least. Let me hit you with a skill. How am I not getting any particles? Blam. Alright. That. This. Yeah, I should maybe put my Candace on ER just to have it be more comfortable when I just screw up things or whatever. Don't you have Pyro on you, so just switch and then blam. Okay, it wasn't doing crap with Bennett burst there, but you know what? It was still more than comfortable. Alright, well I had an absolutely terrible clear on the first side, but hey, it'll test this side more. Yeah, okay, I think I actually definitely should have used ER timepiece on my Arlecchino. Or Arlecchino, on my Candace. Alright, use this. Restart rotation. Alright, hopefully we can group them together a little bit. We didn't group the one, but it's fine. Did you die? Alright. Here we go. And now the buttholes, which is just mostly an elemental check. Really? Stop interrupting me! Oh my god. Oh my god, like you, okay, whatever. Freaking buttholes. I just kept on getting interrupted and I scuffed it by 1 freaking second, but the damage was there, that's all that mattered. I'm not redoing the whole abyss just to show that it did function in that chamber. We're gonna burst right away. Blam, blam. Okay, and you. Real question here is will we be able to get Candace to burst? Oops. Okay, try not to let Bennett die this time. Need more energy back. Okay, and we'll use Bennett here. Actually, probably should have used Arlecchino, but it's fine. Butthole. Alright, Slam. Easy. Super easy, right? So, like, anyone thinks, oh, Candace doesn't have enough application. She can get through that dude shield fine. I just struggle in Chamber 2 because of being interrupted constantly by the stupid Electrolectors and didn't clear by 1 second. I also could have had a better team on the first side, but it took me like a minute and 20-some seconds, I think, to clear Coppelius, which was not ideal, to say the least. Point being, I need C1 Arlecchino clear. No, point being, Candace and Arlecchino are pretty good. That's all I can really say. I really like this combo. Like, they're a perfect match. That short rotation flexibility with being able to like use Arlecchino's burst to reset the cooldown is so freaking satisfying. You don't have to do it constantly, but like it feels like it has great skill expression both in like using Candace's skill for defensive utility and great damage performance, and no annoying like burst animations because, you know, it's just a 4-star. It just feels like a really fast and fluid team, and I don't know, I really adore this team, to be honest. And yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. I'm very glad Candace, you know, has new use, and I consider that a buff. So I stand by the title of this video. If you disagree, I don't know, let me know in the comments. Well, there's C1 Arlecchino. Yes, this was an early. That's really funny. Well, that's funny. Okay. That was at like 10 pity, by the way. So yeah, no, I do have C1 Arlecchino. It's fine.